Good afternoon, dear students. I'm Dr. Sukhwant Singh, Associate Professor at SIRTS Pharmacy, Bhopal. On the behalf of the institution, I welcome you all to the seventh semester of Bachelor's of Pharmacy. I congratulate you all for having joined the seventh semester now. In this semester, I'll be teaching you a very interesting subject that is instrumental methods of analysis. And the objective of today's class is to sensitize you and introduce you all to this particular subject, instrumental methods of analysis. Now let me share the screen and tell you more about the subject. So as told previously, the name of the subject is instrumental methods of analysis, and the topic that I'm going to take today is just the introduction of the subject. So students, let me pose a question to you all before we plunge into the details of this particular subject. If I give you a choice to consume a drug, and the choice is between three drugs, the first dosage form is 90% pure, the second one is 99% pure, and the third one is 99.9% pure. What drug would you choose, or what you think would be better for your consumption? I think most of you will choose the drug that is 99.9% pure, isn't it? Of course, you will do that. Other students may choose the drug which is 99% pure, and some may have another choice that is 99% pure. I'm sure you have your own reservations and your own choices. Why do you want to consume these drugs? But of course, I know that most of you will be in the range of choosing the drug that is 99.9% pure. Dear students, if I give you information that the drug that is 99.9% pure contains an impurity of 0.01%, right? And what if I tell you that this impurity of 0.01% is a cyanide? That is, this drug is, though this drug is 99.9% pure, but it contains 0.01% of cyanide. Would you take this drug? Of course, most of you might have shifted your answer from this to 99% pure drug. Of course, some maybe they're on 90% also. I pose another question, I give you another information. What happens if I tell you that the drug that contains 90% pure drug contains 10% of glucose, whereas the drug that is 99% pure contains 1% of sodium chloride? Now your choice will definitely be 99% pure drug which contains 1% impurity of sodium chloride. Why have your answers changed upon getting more information? Of course. So the information is very important. We are not only concerned with what the drug is or how much pure the drug is, but we are also concerned, or we are also concerned with what are the impurities. Basically, what I want to say is that we are relying, or we want to know what the drug contains as a whole or as 100% of content. We don't want to go with less information, and therefore we would like to properly analyze the drug. Dear students, I am taking you to my topic, that is pharmaceutical analysis. This is the subject that gives us or empowers us with all the information that is pertaining to that dosage form or that drug. It not only tells us what is the purity or the standard of the drug, but it also tells us about the other contents of the drug, that how much and what contents are present in that drug, which we really want to know actually. So this subject will be basically taking us into the instrumental part of analysis. We have studied analysis in three various steps. The first step you have already completed when you talked about the chemical methods of analysis, wherein you were exposed to various parts of the subject, wherein we discussed about titration. We talked about various types of titration, which were involved on many principles of chemical reactions. For example, we talked about acid-base titration, we talked about complexometry, we talked about iodometry, ID-metry, and we were also exposed to some basic electrical methods of analysis. Like we talked about conductometry, we talked about coulometry, etc. Now, this particular subject that we are going to take up in this semester basically gives us or exposes us information about the instrumental methods of the analysis, and hence the name of this subject is instrumental methods of analysis. Let us talk that what we are going to study in this subject, or what we are going to be exposed to the course. So the scope of the course, basically this subject deals with the application of instrumental methods in qualitative and quantitative analysis of drugs. That is, we are going to talk about the qualitative as well as quantitative analysis of drugs, but these methods will be instrumental methods. That is, we will be doing these analysis based on instrumental methods rather than plain core subjective or the chemical methods of analysis. This subject has been designed to impart a fundamental knowledge on the principles and instrumentation of spectroscopic and chromatographic techniques. That is, this subject is basically focusing on two important principles. The first one is spectroscopy and the second one is chromatography, and therefore we'll be talking about the various instruments that are used in this particular principles of either spectroscopy or of those of chromatographic techniques. And finally, this subject also emphasizes on theoretical and practical knowledge on modern analytical instruments that are used for drug testing. This is basically telling you about the practicals, that what type of practicals we'll be having. So basically, we'll be having the practicals on instruments, and these instruments will be basically working on the principles of either spectroscopy or on the concepts of chromatographic techniques. So this is the scope of my subject that I'm going to particularly take in this semester. And the objectives that we have identified for this particular subject are: upon completion of the course, the student, that is you, shall be able to understand the interaction of matter with electromagnetic radiations and its applications in drug analysis. You should be able to understand the chromatographic separation and analysis of drugs. And lastly, you should be able to perform quantitative and qualitative analysis of drugs using various analytical instruments. So the three objectives that we have underlined are clearly, first of all, is basically to study about the electromagnetic radiations and the interaction of matter, which are going to be applied for the analysis of drugs. Then we'll be understanding about chromatographic separation and analysis of drugs. And lastly, we'll be having our practicals, which are related on these two principles of either chromatography or that of EMR, that is electromagnetic radiations. Now, let me tell you more about the syllabus of the subject. The first unit is focused on ultraviolet and visible spectroscopy. In this subject, we will be talking about the basic introduction of electromagnetic radiation and the interaction of matter between the interaction between matter as well as electromagnetic radiation. So we'll be talking about the chemical compounds and the effect that they undertake when they are exposed to various types of electromagnetic radiation. And the first topic that we have in this context is, of course, UV visible spectroscopy. So we'll be talking about electronic transitions, we'll be talking about chromophores, auxochromes, we'll be talking about chemical shifts, we'll be talking about the various effects that a solvent exhibits on the absorption of a spectrum or on the absorption spectrum. We'll be talking about the Beers-Lambert's law, we'll be talking about the derivation and deviations from the Beers-Lambert's law. While talking about the instrumentation, I'll talk about the various sources of instrumentation, various wavelength selectors, other parts of the instrument that I would talk about, like detectors or phototube multipliers, etc. And lastly, while doing the practicals as well as doing the theory, we'll be talking about the application of UV visible spectroscopy while talking about spectrophotometric titrations. And we'll be discussing a few types of analysis like the single component or multi-component analysis. A similar topic which is related to UV visible spectroscopy is fluorimetry. And since these are all basically types of EMRs and the interaction between various types of radiation. So of course, when you change the radiation, of course, we'll have a different type of method. So the next method will be fluorimetry. This is similar to the previous spectroscopy method, but of course, the source of radiation has changed. The earlier source was visible light or the UV light, and in this case, we'll be having a different source. And therefore, we'll be talking about the theory of fluorimetry, concept of singlet and doublet and triplet electration states. We'll talk about internal and external conversions, factors affecting fluorescence, quenching, instrumentation, and application. Now, the second unit is going to take us to a newer aspect and newer facet of spectroscopy, and we'll be talking about infrared spectroscopy. Mind it that I'm talking about the various spectrums of the electromagnetic radiation. Initially, I talked about ultraviolet spectroscopy, or which is related to the ultraviolet range, and the next range comes is infrared range. So we'll be talking about IR spectroscopy, and we'll be discussing about introduction, fundamental modes of vibration in polyatomic molecules, sample handling, and factors affecting vibration in IR. While talking about the instrumentation, we'll talk about the various source of radiation, wavelength selectors, detectors like Gole cell, bolometer, thermocouple, etc. And lastly, we'll talk about the applications of IR spectroscopy. The other topics that are related to IR spectroscopy but similar and dissimilar in certain aspects includes flame photometry, that is going to be our next concept, and we'll talk about the principal interference, instrumentation, and applications of that. We have another spectroscopy, that is atomic absorption spectroscopy, which again deals with the various stages of energy containment and how the energy is dissipated from the higher state of electrons or atoms in higher state. So that spectroscopy will be your atomic absorption spectroscopy, and we'll talk about the principal interference, instrumentation, and applications of atomic absorption spectroscopy. And the last in the second unit is going to be nepheloturbidimetry, which is another concept and a substance method which we have applied for the analysis of various pharmaceutical formulations. Then the third unit is, of course, from here the syllabus transforms from electronic methods into some physicochemical methods like the chromatography. And this is a very important technique that you have already been exposed to. Basics of chromatography you have been discussed and you have been told about in the subject pharmacognosy. But I'm going to take and unfold a newer aspect of this subject and new aspect of this topic in the instrumental methods of analysis. So we'll be discussing about the introduction of chromatography. I'll be brushing up the things that you have learned. We may also have to unlearn some concepts because you might have formed certain concepts that are not suitable or not apt with what I'm going to teach you. So we will have the process of learning and learning in chromatography. Then we'll start off chromatography with adsorption and partition column chromatography. And we'll talk about the various methodologies, advantages and disadvantages of these methods along with applications. Then we'll talk about thin layer chromatography, paper chromatography, and electrophoresis, which are all interrelated to each other, but similar and dissimilar in various concepts. Then the fourth unit that we have is again on chromatography, and the fifth unit is also on chromatography. And we'll discuss various different types of chromatography, like gas chromatography, and then the very important one, that is the HPLC or high performance liquid chromatography, the instrument that you can see on my back. This is the HPLC that we are going to talk about. Then we have some advanced techniques of chromatography like ion exchange chromatography, gel chromatography, and affinity chromatography. And in all these chromatographies, the basic things that we are going to discuss is, of course, the introduction of the topic. Then we'll talk about the theory, we'll talk about the basic instrumentation, and lastly, we will discuss about the applications of all these methods. Dear students, I wish to tell you a very important thing, that the syllabus looks like a very advanced syllabus. But of course, at the same time, I want to tell you that this subject is going to tell you that what kind of analytical pharmacist you are going to become. If you become a very good proficient in this subject, you will understand pharmaceutical analysis like never before. I repeat, like never before. You look at things differently. It depends how proficient you become in this subject and how seriously you take up the practicals of this subject. And trust me, if you take up this subject very seriously, perform all the practicals very sincerely, then of course, industry will be the right place for you to be. The concepts are really very interesting. You'll have to put in a lot of effort while understanding this subject. But at the same time, I promise you that if you go and walk with me hand in hand or shoulder to shoulder in this subject, you will all become experts in this subject. We will all learn together, we all will study together, and of course, we are going to outperform each other's performance in this subject. I once again welcome you all to the 7th semester subject, Instrumental Methods of Analysis, and I look forward to studying with you people and having a very good interaction with you all. Of course, we are away from each other, but I'm sure that through these video lectures, we are going to be connected to each other like we are always connected. Thank you very much. And I once again welcome you all to the seventh semester of this class. Thank you.